All right, I'm here with Valeria Flores.
Hello.
We're here to talk about what's been going on recently. It's been a while since I just put this out.
It's been 84 years. No,
Maybe
just
4
kidding.
years. So we got into contract in August 8th of 2020 on Coastal Lane. And today is, what's today's date?
Today's October 1st.
1st of October. And what's been going on since then? Okay, so let's kind of briefly just brush on that. So we got in contract August 12th, and then we got in contract with 2 houses actually after spending, a month and a half looking for houses and being denied. We looked at over 35 houses. We made over 12 offers, and then finally Valeria got 2 houses on contract at the same time, which is not a good. I wouldn't recommend it next time. Stick one house, but what happened was we were looking at so many houses and nothing was sticking, and for the fact that now she has 2 good options was like a blessing in disguise. So explain, very briefly explain like what happened within the 7-day period. You had to decide on one or the other.
So yeah, we had 2 houses, 2 offers accepted. So during that 7 option period, we did the inspection in both houses because I couldn't decide which one. So I thought the inspection was gonna help me kind of narrow down my decision.
And she paid for both inspections.
Yes. So I have a good contact we
Yeah.
can use for reference. So we did the inspection and then we got the reports back, and then after that kind of helped me, make a decision to which house I wanted to go full in and continue the process. But it wasn't. I had to do a list of pros and cons for each because it was hard. The location was 3 minutes away from each other, so that didn't help.
Same location.
Same location. Price was pretty much in the same range, 200s, and one was a 1-story house and the other one was a 2-story house. So that was the main factor, I guess, that kind of helped me make a decision. But that's kind of.
And what about your sister? Claudia and your mom and your parents, how did they help you in this deciding factor?
They didn't help me. They got me more confused. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. They helped me. Well, I know, when we saw the 2-story house, my mom. When we saw the 2-story house, my mom and my sister were more leaning towards that house. It's a beautiful house. It was right behind our apartment complex where we were living, my sister and I. But I just thought for my first investment property, it's not my forever home, I wanted a 1-story house, not a 2-story one. And my dad and I were more the 1-story house is better, it's more convenient. So that's what happened. Yeah.
So she finally made a decision on
The 1-story house, Coastal Lane.
Coastal Lane. So that brought us about 7 days after the when the contract was executed on the 12th. Okay. So now that she made the decision on which house, now we have to get all the other documentation and things going, paperwork going. So the lender had to order the appraisal, which took about 4 or 5 days. After that, the appraisal came back. And why did the appraisal come back? Can you explain how it affected you and your FHA loan?
Yeah. So we did 10,000 above what the offer. No, sorry. We offered 10,000 above from what the house was listed, and
So what was the house listed at?
It was at 189, almost 190, and we offered 200. So we went 10K above, and when the appraisal came in for 182. So it was actually lower from what the house was listed.
Yeah.
So that was good for me as the buyer, but it kind of, with an FHA loan, the appraisal is more strict. So the seller has to respect that price, and they have to lower down the price so I can, get the property.
So you had a choice to either. Stay at 182 because the appraisal came back, you couldn't pay more than that, right, for FHA loan. But the seller asked if you're willing to put in more money to bring the value of the house a little higher.
Yeah.
So basically asking you to take money out of your pocket to pay the difference.
Yeah.
And did you consider that?
I did. I did consider it just because I was so desperate that I wanted to. With all the COVID stuff happening, I was able to. I wasn't homeless. I went back home with my parents in Laredo, and my sister figured out something else. So it was okay that we could wait it, but because I'm gonna be working from home for the rest of the year, so that wasn't. We were not in a hurry, but I just wanted to kind of get that process out of the way,
Yeah.
you know, because it was a long process. It was fun.
Yeah.
I like working with them, but
Yes.
you know, yeah. So yeah.
So she stuck with her guns at 182.
Yes, yes, yes.
The listing agent representing the seller was not happy because it was 18 below the value of the house that she had initially put in.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did, the other agent, was he did a reconsideration, got his application together to reconsider the appraisal. That took about another 7 days.
Yep.
Pushed back the process another 7 days. And finally the appraisal came back as nope, nothing changed. The value stayed at 182.
Mm-hmm.
So the value stayed at 182. At that point, it had been maybe 5 to 6 weeks. And then what was Joe contacting you about? You know, things happened with your bank accounts, money had changed.
Yeah. So finally, you know, after the reconsideration, the appraisal came in the same. So the sellers accepted the 182. So that was good. But then since it had been like another month, you know, Joe, my lender, needed to update like the account stuff, like the money and everything. So he asked me to send in my statements for September. So I did that. But you know, I did move money around in my savings account because I was trying to put in more money to prepare for the closing. So that ended up kind of affecting because he was like, no, you know, like all this moving around, it's just they have to record every transaction and where that money comes from. So that ended up taking like maybe 3 or 4 more days because even on the weekend, you know, I was working with his assistant and he was contacting me and I had to send him like multiple statement copies of the account.
Yeah. So moral of the story is when you're buying a house,
Yes, I'm learning.
yeah, leave your account as stable as they can. Don't move money in, don't move money out. Just until you close, and you can do whatever you want. So that delayed the process another 4 or 5 days, and then finally we're here,
Yay!
October 1st.
Woo!
So over 7 weeks. I don't know how long it's been. I'll put it somewhere in the text, but it's been a long time since August 12th to October 1st, from the house is on contract to when we finally closed today.
Yes.
And but we're not there yet because she still needs to. She did what's called a lease back, so the seller's actually going to stay in the house for another week as they prepare their move for the house. So the lady has to go back to Laredo with her mom today, and this weekend start moving her stuff into the house, and then by next weekend, by the 9th, she's officially today you're officially homeowner, but you'll be officially in the house.
It'll be my house. Yes.
All right, so we'll see you then. We're out.
Bye.
We're back.